Hello, YouTube. I hope you guys are doing amazing. We are back with some F1 Manager. You guys have been massively missing out on the action, and I'm sorry for that. I've been ill. As you may or may not know, the videos that you watch here on YouTube are edited versions of streams which extend for hours and hours and hours, and the last thing I want to do when I have a rather strained voice is talk for hours and hours and hours. But we're back now. I'm feeling better. I've had lots of Lemsip, lots of Vapor Rub, and today we got the Barcelona Grand Prix. So hopefully it goes better than last year, because last year at this race we had a retirement and like a 17th place finish. It was miserable. Right, we've got Q1 here. Inter tyres are on the car. We're going to get straight into things. Manage Q1. Let's make magic happen. I say that. Is it going to get wetter? It's not going to get drier. I think it might be worth just going out now and getting times in early. It doesn't look like the water level is going to change here. It's not like the track's going to rubber in with the rain going on. So let's just get out early. Danny Rick's in front of us. That's probably going to be a pain. The fact that everyone has gone out here immediately makes me think that the forecast is actually for it to just get wetter from here. So these first laps might actually end up mattering quite a lot. No pressure, lads. I mean, there is pressure. There's always pressure. Alexander Albon, it's been a while, my friend, but we're back on board with you. We're back riding on you, Alex. Sounds wrong, doesn't it? But here we are. Also, Pacher is right behind Danny Rick. I think Danny Rick might block us towards the end of this lap. I don't know if I need to be concerned about being behind Danny Rick or the weather here. It's currently 0.8 millimeters. I think this is the driest it's going to be. I think it's only going to get wetter. Now, wait, we're on inters. Everyone else is on softs. I say everyone else. Verstappen's on the inters. Huh. The soft runners are quicker. Well, we'll do a lap on the inter, then a lap on the wets. Danny Rick is quicker, that's. The softs are definitely faster.
Standard in lap.
The softs are definitely... Is this really how my return to this game is going to go? It's getting wetter. Don't get wetter! I need to go out on the softs. There's a yellow flag. Oh, my, I'm pissing. I've blown it, haven't I? I've actually blown it. I mean, good. Wait, maybe I haven't blown it. We're not the slowest car out. We're going out again on the softs, which I think now it's probably too wet for them. But we'll find out. What is happening? We're the only people on the softs now. I think we might have got very lucky.
Build front tire temp. Okay.
Although Danny Rick in the Haas is actually a good car, isn't it? See, I don't think the softs are faster up to 1 millimeter because it was pretty split. I think 80% is really the, like 80 millimeters or 0.8 millimeters is really the cut-off point. There's a yellow flag. Who's had a moment? We'll never know. This is our out laps, I realise. It's Stroll running wide. You know what? I think we're through here. I'm confident. I'm feeling good. We'll watch the little blue dot of Alex Albon go through. We're going slower on these softs than we were on the inters. The track's not getting any drier. This session's over. We're through. All that's really happened here is I've wasted a set of softs. Calling the cars early. Saved the tyres. Albon's tyres aren't being saved, but... I mean, Pacher saved his softs. A good strategy. I'll be honest, don't remember a Q1 session like this, but I think we're fine. What's it saying? Oh, it's going to be dry, and then it's going to... Right, we're going out. Do we go out now? Do I go... I mean, it is going to get wetter. My concern is, if I send out my drivers too soon, then you get stuck in traffic if not everyone goes out right away. But looking at it, all of them are going out. I was a bit worried that someone might try and send their driver out closer to that 30-minute kind of mark at 4:30. And as a result of that, we'd be in an awkward situation where, you know, we're trying to do our flying lap or someone's on a warm-up lap and they're just blocking us. But that isn't what's going to happen here. This is pretty much a single lap shootout because of the rain later. The track is only going to get wetter. These first times are going to matter. They are going to matter. Perez is at the back of the field. Who is that right at the very back? It is a wild Yuki Tsunoda, number 15. Don't think he'll interfere with our laps. We've got Albon going around the first corner now, and just behind him, Mr. Pacher. Right, we're crossing the line here. Obviously, we're going green. because we're improving on nothing. But how quick are we actually going?
Currently
I mean, Pacher's pulled out a lap. Albon has let us down here.
slow on the in-lap.
We might be in trouble here for the people who want 2 cars into Q2. Pacher's pulled out one of his best laps ever. Albon is having a Western Super. Everyone is faster than him. Albon fans, you are... I won't say you're in the mud right now, but... yeah, you're in the mud. I believed in Albon. I trusted him. He was the chosen one, and he's let me down. There's some cars going out on Inters. There's absolutely no point in going out here, is there? It's done. What's the weather forecast? Oh, bulls, 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 bulls. There's only time for 1 lap again before it starts raining. Put on the fresh set. Bloody hell. What are we doing? We're like Ferrari out here putting the wrong tyres on our cars. It's going to start raining in about 2 minutes' time. So, yeah, be nervous for the runners going around at the end. You know what? Teo's on his lap. I'm curious to see what Carlos Sainz behind George Russell does here. Will he be well behaved, or are they going to start trying to race each other? Because I don't think we can out-qualify the Red Bulls. Based on Q2, maybe we have a chance against the Ferraris, especially if they decide to scrap. There's a DRS zone coming up here. Do we reckon that Sainz is going to go for a move on Russell? The answer is no, disappointingly. Pacher, fastest through Sector 2. Ignore the fact that he is the only guy who's gone through Sector 2, although he's quicker than a lot of other people. By a lot, I mean 3 other cars. 2 are Ferraris, though. Verstappen's quickest of all, though, annoyingly. But this is still looking good for Teo. He's going to cross the line. What's he set down? What's the gauntlet he has put? So 112.761. Both Ferraris slower. Danny Rick slower. He's guaranteed to start 7th. But how high could he end up here? Verstappen's going to cross the line now. He goes on to pole by 7 tenths. Perez can't improve. Was Red Bull this good when we left things? Leclerc's in 2nd. Who's next? Ocon is going to cross the line in a 2nd. So Stroll. Is Pacher... I was about to say, is Pacher about to start 3rd? No, he's going to start 4th. I mean, it's the 2nd row for Teo. It's the 2nd row for Teo. Some people don't think he has that in his locker. Turns out he does. He just needs to know how to get that out of his locker more often. Albon 14th. Pacher. Teo. Look at him. Look at his helmet. Look at his gloves. He is ready to go motor racing from 4th place. From 4th place. Oh, I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's see what we could do. Look at us. Look at it. Who would have thought? Right, both drivers set to push early on, as they can be. Albon's further back. Let's go on board with Pacher. Spain first corner. It can be dramatic in this game. I'll say that now. Look at it. One person has a lock-up. Skittles could commence. Pacher's up to 3rd. Is he going to get the move done on Ocon? Ocon's on mediums, I've just noticed. Ocon is on mediums. It's actually really important to clear him early on. That is a massive overtake for Mr. Pacher. Everyone liked that. Well, I liked it. How are you doing, Albon? You're down in 15th. What happened, little bro? What happened? The Red Bulls are vanishing. There's no point in pushing for them. We've got to drive our own race, which might mean letting Carlos Sainz by because the Ferrari is just quicker. But if we could just pull away from Ocon, manage our tyres, because tyre management is probably going to be important here. That's going to be key. As for poor Albon here, he is not in a great spot. Gasly up the road here is on mediums, but he is currently still in DRS range on Norris, which is going to make it difficult to make a move, I fear. Although, you know what, we'll give it a go. DRS zone coming up right up behind him already. Selling Shade, dude, thank you very much for 71 months. Any tips when life is difficult? Eat a yogurt.
Full deploy.
That is, I just want to know, that is not like clinical or medical advice that my therapist has ever provided me, but it works for me. Just eat, if life gets tough, eat a yogurt. The Russell crash at the end of the Singapore Grand Prix, I did feel quite conflicted about. But it was. Is it bad that I found it a little bit funny? In my head, I saw the crash and all I could hear was, I was forecast a podium. That was the soundbite that played in my head. Oh, look at this car placement. It's beautiful by Teo. He knows what he's doing. He's just parking the car up. He's using all 89 of that defending. By the way, great news here for Pacheras. He is pretty much at like full charge on his battery while still being in fourth, which is good. Am I a freeloader or do I buy packs? I buy packs, chat. I spend more money than I'd like to admit on FIFA. But I still apply the pound per hour of entertainment. Last year on FIFA, I spent 800 hours playing Ultimate Team. Now, to be fair, I did leave it running quite a lot. But FIFA is a game I play whilst I work out. It's the game I can play whilst on the exercise bike, whilst on the treadmill. If I'm waiting for videos to render, I'll sneak in a game. I do think there's something wrong with me, though. I'll admit it. This is a bit of a weird race thus far, because nothing... There's just a big train behind Ocon that still exists. No one's really been separated out. It feels like the mediums aren't that much slower than the softs, which is promising, but given the fact I'm going soft, hard, soft, I have to hope the hards are going to be good as well. There's part of me that is tempted to do a middle stint on mediums with Albon. I do want to consult the Albon believers in the chat who bet on Albon, but I do think for Albon's actual race pace, going on to mediums with all the traffic and just being easier on them might be a better plan. Maybe trying to undercut with them as well, just to try and beat a little bit of the traffic. I think that has to be the play. I don't really want to do a soft strategy, because if there's a safety car, it will completely mess me up. And I think we can, because everyone's so close together, I think just a couple of laps pitting earlier is probably a better idea. I mean, Pacher's been managing these tyres quite a lot. Pacher's tyres are actually in a really good spot. I could do the medium strategy with Teo for sure. The AI has really pushed their softs, I've noticed. We haven't got DRS this lap, which is a bit unfortunate, because Russell just got into DRS on signs and just managed to drop us. But we're still healthily ahead of Ocon, so I'm not too worried. Magnussen pitted that lap for medium, so he's gone soft medium. So he's probably going to be trying to make this kind of session, this stint on them last. I mean, good news for Albon, fully charged battery. Same story as well with Pacher, which is really good. Well, I'm hoping that not many people are going to pit this lap, but based on the fact that Magnussen pitted, I think we might see a charge of cars in this train into the pits here. Or none of them do. That's great. Okay. We're going earlier with Alex. I was a bit worried that it wasn't going to work because Magnussen had pitted sooner. Obviously, Magnussen's going to get the undercut on us. I need to try and jump as much of that traffic that we were stuck behind as possible. Good stop. Not great, but good enough.
Busy pit exit.
Busy pit exit. Don't tell me that. Oh, God. Magnussen and Mick Schumacher are racing. Where's Maloney? Oh, he's in the pits. We're fine. Okay, this is a stint where we do actually have to make these mediums last. So as soon as I get them up to temps, we're going to be chilling on them. Magnussen showed some decent pace, so as long as we don't get held up behind him and Mick Schumacher for too long here, we're in a good spot. Maloney's had a pit stop issue as well. As soon as the tyres here get up to temps, I need to chill on them. You got K-Mag, Mick, and ourselves. This does feel like a potential disaster in the making, doesn't it?
Just keep pushing.
There's a real temptation to deploy here, but I don't think it's worth it. But we are losing time here. If K-Mag goes up the inside, we can follow him. Or we're just going to slam on the brakes because this game is weird sometimes. I didn't want to have success anyway, game. Okay, Perez is pitted kind of surprisingly. Well, I was going to say surprisingly anyway. He was on the softs as well. Okay, Mick pitted. That's okay. Albon, no DRS. I'm fuming.
Nice increase, lift and coast.
Who's that coming out the pits? Who is just slotted in directly in front of us? Perez. Where was Perez? What was Perez's track position, chat? Okay, so we're in a little train here of free cars, but these are free cars all on fresh mediums, so hopefully this is going to be fine. Pacher, I'm going to pit this lap for the... I think I'm going to pit him for the mediums. just because he's been able to do an extra few laps. And I think the other leaders in the race are going to pit as well here. So you guys are really running their softs into the ground. A few risks of punctures going on, which is kind of mad at this point in the race, but I guess they're all the soft, medium, soft runners really pushing. Bichette made his softs last longer by not having to push too hard. Good stop. Good enough. Good enough. Sainz is in front of us. Russell stayed out on softs. Keep an eye on that. And we have some nice clean air in front of Mr. Teo Pacher, which is what we want to see. Oh my word, there's 2 punctures. Danny Rick and Sonoda have both had punctures. What is happening? I mean, is that going to slow a load of people behind them? What's happening? Bloody... They're in the pits. They're in the pits. Russell has stayed out, by the way, on his. Everyone's tyres are going pop. Bichette is vibing. How far behind is Perez? 3 seconds? And Albon not quite in DRS range. Keep an eye on our tyre wear versus Kevin Magnussen's. That's going to be an interesting thing to follow here. I really want to get in DRS range of these guys, but also be saving the mediums. We need to make these last a long time. Russell is still out, by the way, going through the last few corners. He is the last of the guys who started on softs, besides actually Norris to pit. I mean, I assume he's going to pit this lap. He does. Is Norris going to pit this lap? He does. Okay. So Verstappen... Did Verstappen go soft and Leclerc go soft? Yeah, Verstappen and Leclerc have gone soft on strategy. Keep an eye on where we come out versus Russell here with Bichette. We were quite a way behind on him. Is Albon in DRS range here? Yes, okay. Had to deploy, had to cook a little bit, but probably worth it. Russell has come out behind Bichette. So pitting a couple of laps sooner. We're going to have to do a bit more tyre management now, but that has actually worked out pretty nicely for us. The big thing now this stint, make these mediums last. Teo has forgotten the strategy, which you'd love to see. Let's just update the current strategy because it's all bugged out. So we've got a fresh set of softs to go on to. Looking to go on to them. We'll say lap 47, but there's a bit of wiggle room there. For Pacher, it would not be a bad thing if Russell, just got in front of us and we could follow him around. I'd be rather frustrated if I was Max Verstappen seeing this view. Are they working together? Is it Carlos Sainz and Norris? How mad would you be? It does look coordinated, doesn't it? We are going soft, medium, soft. That is the plan. Making it work is a little bit marginal, so we're kind of just saving what we can tyre-wise now so we can push the softs harder later. I'm doing a podcast tomorrow, chat. It's an F1 podcast, although it's not really a podcast for F1 fans. Russell's just got past Bichette.
It was George Russell involved.
What happened here?
It's there for the
It's just
taking.
DRS on the straight. But yeah, it's a podcast where the premise is that people come on and they're given infinite budget to make an F1 team for one weekend only. And basically there's a new regulation in F1 where there's an 11th team and basically a different person turns up with unlimited funds. Their team doesn't have to abide by the rules and they enter the race. And I'm on it tomorrow. And every other person who's been on it is mostly comedians who don't watch F1. And I'm going on as someone who watches F1. Which I feel like that adds a level of pressure to me in terms of what's my plan going to be. But I'm curious, chat. If you could do whatever you wanted for an F1 team, you could build a house on the back of a flatbed truck and drive it around the track to slow people down if you wanted to. Like, what is your unique F1 strategy where you don't have to play by the rules and you can do whatever you want? Okay, Ocon's pitted for mediums. He's going medium soft. Illegal rocket ships at Monza, that's Ferrari. Spikes. Yeah, I did think Mario Kart. Previously, people have had chariots going around the track. They've hired snipers to kill all the other drivers. Like, there are no rules. It can be as ridiculous as you want. Okay, Norris has got past us. He's on soft, so that's kind of fine. Gasly is in the pits. I think we're going to be racing Norris at the end of this race, though, for 5th. I mean, we do have DRS here. I mean, surely not. Surely not. He is thinking about it. The guys in front of Albon have got really worn mediums by comparison. I mean, Magnussen's are 14% more worn. So I hope I can maybe go harvest for a few laps and stay in DRS range. Ocon behind us is on fresh softs. He will be going soft to the end. So him getting caught up in this traffic is great for us. There's another yellow flag. Who's had a moment? Is that Hauger again? Has Hauger had another moment there? Oh no, Bottas. In the other Sauber. We haven't seen a lot of the Sauber livery this year. Drink it in, enjoy it. Here it is.
And they ended up their own passenger.
It's disappointing. Okay, Ocon's making a move on us here. That's kind of fine. He's on the soft tyres. Just as a reminder, Ocon started this Grand Prix in 3rd place. Like, he started on the grid ahead of Pacher. I'd love Ocon to pass Magnussen here and then get out of DRS range on him as well. I'm going to go deploy here just to try and create a bigger gap between ourselves and Magnussen. Otherwise, I'm worried that Ocon basically pulls everyone through. So Ocon's gone medium, soft. Norris has gone... Norris did do soft, right? Yeah, Norris has done soft. Leclerc and Verstappen have done soft. Ocon is the only person we're really racing right now who's gone medium soft. I really want him to pull away from Magnussen rather than giving Magnussen DRS to close the gap to Pacher. What's our wear like compared to those in front? 59% wear for us. Magnussen's at 43%. Verstappen, first of the double soft runners to pit. Expect Norris to pit in the next... I was going to say the next few laps. It'll take him a little bit longer, I think. Don't really need to push the fuel on Albon here because we're just in this pack. Saving our tyres. Tyre wear is pretty much where it needs to be. Pacher could probably actually get a little bit more racy here. So if he wants to try and push to stay up with Ocon, I'm going to encourage that. I'll tell you what, Pacher's done a really good job on his tyres. It's just the advantage of not being in dirty air. Pacher, by the way, is keeping up with Ocon on used softs while saving his mediums. Do just need to push a little bit here. We might not even have DRS. I think I just jinxed it. Albon's got past Magnussen as well. Magnussen's tyres are cooked.
The gap opens up for them.
I was going to come a point here with Albon where I want to push. Maybe. Still got to do 9 more laps on these tyres, so I don't want to get too racy too soon. I do kind of want Pacher to catch up to Ocon here to try and get a bit of DRS before Ocon pits again, which I have to imagine is going to be sooner rather than later. Teo's tyres are in a position where I can push them as well. He is way above where he needs to be on them. Close the gap here. There's now this traffic where there is a Hugo Boss car blocking the road. If they block both of us, I'm going to be fuming. I'm hoping they move out the way for both of us. That would be expecting too much, wouldn't it? That would have been... Is that Mick? It's Maloney. Zane, mate. What the pissing heck are you doing, son? Don't need to be super aggressive here, but we've got a full pack. If I could follow Stroll through in the same way that I'm following Ocon with Pacher, that would be the dream at this point. But we 100% get Perez here on this straight. He's got no DRS to defend.
Close gap.
Magnussen's now pitting for the second time in this race. Now, if he's pitting for soft here, he's pitting so early. He went soft medium. I'm very, very intrigued by what tyre he is about to put on here. Hards. The hard's the only tyre they have to put on.
We're making progress.
Don't think there's going to be many people in that situation as well, but it's why it's important to make these mediums last. So we're following through Ocon here. We're still just in DRS range on him. This is great. We're chilling. We're chilling. Going to leave Albon in deploy here just to try and catch up to Stroll. Stroll, by the way, is on soft tyres.
Start to close in now.
I'm only pushing for half a lap here to try and get in DRS range and try and break the DRS on Perez. I can't push much more than that. Tell you, mate, we don't need to overtake Ocon here. It's really not in our interest to overtake him, bud. But now he's... Oh, Ocon's pitted. Ocon and Russell have pitted it. What's... Well, now I'm puzzled. Because are they going mediums? Okay, they've got 2 sets of mediums. Makes sense. Now I'm less puzzled.
You can afford to drop back.
So they're on mediums for their last stint here. We're going to be on softs. Norris has also pitted for another set of mediums as well. Yeah, another set of mediums. Did Norris go soft, medium, or soft? He went soft, medium, right? Yeah, soft, medium for Norris. Got to make sure our softs have enough life to make it to the end of the race. Which is why conserving now is kind of just in our interest.
Level 3.
Albon has managed to get DRS now on Stroll, though, which is great for us because Stroll right now is on soft tyres and probably will be for the next few laps. So we'll get a bit of a toe off him and charge the pack behind him. There's not been that many incidents this race, has there? I don't want to jinx it with 23 laps left, but it's been a tame Spain. I want to say I'm disappointed, but after last year, I'm kind of relieved. Why did I say anything? What's happened? Okay, so on ran wide. It wasn't a major incident. Who have we just cleared in the pits there? Oh, it's Hauger coming out. Okay, I feel... Is Hauger 2 laps down? No, he's only 1 lap down. It's not great for him. There's a yellow flag. Oh, there's a crash. VSC.
Contact at turn 1.
Who went out? Perez.
Debris on track.
We pit. Oh, full safety car deployed. Perfect.
Yeah,
Chat, it's a dream. It is a dream pit stop situation. I've manifested it. Perez has crashed. Who did he crash with? Is it one of the Saubers? Is it Bottas into the back of him? Ah. Yeah, I'd be annoyed if I was Perez too, that. I'd be annoyed too. I've manifested that. I have a gift. I have a gift. Right, so the safety car is now out. It's a full safety car as well. It's weird, right? Because you might think, oh, you want to save this stuff for the safety car, but actually doing that stuff until you're caught up is not ideal. Okay, interesting. Red Bull, in spite of already stopping a few times, has still taken it as a chance to put on some fresh tyres. Fresh hards, though, for Leclerc is questionable, and now he's being held up for the Ferraris coming out. Well, chat, I don't want to jinx it. We could be on for a race win here.
Okay.
So Verstappen's on mediums, Leclerc's on hards, Russell's on hards, Sainz on hards, and we're just going on to softs because it's the tyre that we have. Okay, traffic is a factor. Pusher, get him out well, please. We're held up. Oh, it's the pit lane situation again. Who did we just lose out to in the pits? Is that Norris up the road? No. Who is it? It's a lapped car who held us there, I think. Okay, now we can go full conserve mode with everything. We are in such a good spot here now. That was such a long safety car, debatably unnecessarily so. So Norris is on worn mediums. Verstappen's on some slightly less worn mediums. Obviously, our softs are more cooked. But we're on softs, whereas everyone else is on the harder tyres. And with that long safety car, these tyres are going to last.
No overtaking before the start-finish line.
Okay, Teo, I'm looking at you here, son. Going to need you to get some overtaking done. Now, I feel like on raw race pace, we are faster than the McLaren. On raw race pace, we are not faster than the Ferraris or Red Bulls. But given the fact they're on the hards, I've got to back us a little bit here, right? We've got to believe a little bit for something to happen. Ocon's on warm mediums as well. Oh my... I'll pretend I didn't see it, game. Sorry, what is Norris? Is Norris... Is he Sonic the Hedgehog zipping from left to... Man, Sonic the Hedgehog! What is he? Sorry, what's happening? I think that might be weaving. Yeah, I don't want to snitch on him. I feel like we're better off actually staying in neutral here until DRS is active. Come on, Teo. Round the outside. Teo's overtaking does concern me, but I have to believe in him. I have to trust in him. In the poo, we trust. Albon's dropped Joe behind as well.
She's up the open.
Okay, can we get past Lando here? If we want to be able to push Ferrari at the end, I need to get past. I am concerned about our tyre wear. Come on, Teo. Okay. He's cooking. We're letting him cook. Don't want him to cook too much. The tyres need to last. Albon. Who was that? Was that Lance Stroll? Lance Stroll locked up. I thought, I'll be honest, when I heard the locking up sound, I thought we were joining Albon mid-lockup and I was having kittens. But good news for us, it's Lancey Stroll locking up.
Now this was at turn 1.
In that beautiful, it has to be said, Honda Aston Martin livery. Never before has a lockup looked so pretty. Kind of concerned for Albon that we've not been able to get past Ocon here, because I think Ocon might get DRS off Norris if we're not careful. And the tyre temps are high.
You can afford to drop back.
Although, in spite of saying all of that, we are trying to have a go at Ocon. Come on, my man.
Close the gap.
Come on. What can we do? Did we get DRS here? We do get DRS here. Okay.
Currently low.
Timed that perfectly. Love that from you, mate.
Let's get the pack under control.
Albon 7th, Bashir 5th. Everyone is happy. Everyone clapped. DRS off Norris here would be really nice. That's why I'm continuing to push. I know the tyre temps are high, but I want the big gains. I'm being selfish. Ocon's just going to clear us here. Right, I think we just chill behind Ocon for a little bit. Ocon's mediums are going to be slow, though. That's my only concern. Pacher's in a great spot, though. Charging up his pack, watching the Ferraris in front scrap, saving his tyres, just cooling them down. Meanwhile, we're actually pulling into Norris here with Ocon. Ocon is doing us a massive solid. The safety car did give us a really good spot. It has to be said.
We're making progress.
I did benefit Norris a lot as well. Okay, Albon's got Ocon. He's now got DRS on Norris here.
What are we thinking about tyres here?
I'm thinking your tyres are looking great, son.
If you've got any pace left, it'll be
If
good
we
for
could get
us.
5th and 6th, that would be as good as I could hope for here. I don't really use the F1 Manager Discord that much, to be honest, but I imagine having had the game launch end of July, a fair few of them are just taking their annual leave. Because I can tell you now, when you're working on a video game, you don't often get to take your holiday before the game that you're working on ships. So they're probably just taking holiday, mate. If I was going to guess. Our Albon has got Norris. Everyone liked that. Everyone liked that. 5th and 6th, we're good. We're Gucci. We're dreaming. Was it just a ratty DRS overtake? Yeah, but don't let that ruin a good story.
Begging to be taken.
I'll tell you what, he nearly ran over Norris's wing there. That was a bit scary. Is it worth trying to push now to drop Norris? Because Norris is on these cooked mediums as well. Kind of just want to get him out of DRS range.
Copy.
Is Albon on pace to catch Pacher? Probably not. Depends on how much time Pacher loses behind the Ferraris here, but right now, it's probably not going to happen. Okay, Teo, I can't believe I'm doing this, mate, but I feel like you could get a podium here. I don't think Teo's got a podium yet either. I'm pretty confident in saying he's never got a podium. There is a chance at one here. He is going to have to be very good with his racing, which, I don't know, his racecraft isn't always his strongest element, is it? But I feel like we have to go for it here. Ferrari are in front on the hards. But these softs will last. They've got a fully charged pack as well to have a go. The issue's going to be they've got DRS on each other. It's basically the situation, actually, that Russell had in real life, isn't it, at the Singapore Grand Prix. That is pretty much the situation we are facing here. Where there's a car in front on like, worse tyres. There's a yellow flag. What's happened? I don't know, Jeff. Has there? There was a yellow flag. Schumacher lock-up. Let's all pretend to be shocked. If we could follow through Russell here on the inside, it'd be massive. Okay.
Can push through all
Can we get any overtakes done? Last lap, folks. 5th and 6th would be massive. I want to be greedy. I want to try and make something happen here, but the Ferraris are just quick. I said, didn't I, going into this race weekend and earlier on in this weekend, like Red Bull, Ferrari, they're kind of in their own little class. Where I don't think, unless we get lucky with strategy, which to be fair we have done today, we're actually be able to take them on. Our tyres, by the way, are not looking good here, but I've pushed them hard to end to try and make something happen. We've still got Norris to defend from as well with Albon.
Okay, back off.
Yes, copy.
Oh, Teo, I'm backing you, Teo. I don't care about the risk of a puncture now. We're going for it. I want you, mate, to get in front of these Ferraris. I'm believing in you. The tyres are absolutely mudded, but we've got to believe in him, chat. They're on hards up the inside of one. Up the inside of one. Teo Pacher. Has he made the move stick? He has got past Sainz. Or has he? Sainz still has the inside line. These tyres are absolutely shredded. There's no charge in the pack. Oh, it's not going to happen. The Ferrari. It's just too quick. It's just too fast for us. We can't catch them. We're going to finish 5th with Pacher. Albon has Norris on his tail, but he is not going to catch him. It's a 5th and 6th for Williams. And to be honest, with our car, that is about as good as we can hope for. It's a really, really good result. That has to be said. From where we were to get that is great. Really solid management. Bit of luck with the strategy. Although I do think we would have been in a pretty good spot anyway. A lot of the teams did take that safety car as their chance to pit, and obviously teams like Red Bull did pit again under it.
Well done.
Best of the rest will take that. That's a good return. Albon for driver of the day. I think he'd be my nomination. He did put in a showstopper, didn't he? He did.
Performance today to have made the top 10.
14th. Top 10. He got bloody 6th. Show him some respect to that man. Where does that put us in the constructors? Is what I'm wondering. Albon up 8 places, Pacher up down 1 place, but because we outqualified both Ferraris, I suspected we'd drop back anyway. Obviously, Ocon qualified 3rd. He ended up finishing 8th. So, yeah, from our point of view, good weekend. Driver standings, Albon up to 6th in the driver standings, chasing down the reigning champion Perez. Pacher, by the way, not doing too shabby. Up in 9th all of a sudden. And in the constructors, 12 points behind Mercedes. I don't want to whisper it too loudly. Could we catch them? Could we? Maybe. I want to believe we could. Fastest pit stop. Not a great showing by the Ultras, but 7th and 8th. I want to claim it's respectable. It is shameful. It's shambolic. And Red Bull pull even further clear of us. Not happy about that. But you know what I am happy with? That bloody race. That was good from us. Albon, 19 successful defends. What a bloke.